you're from Camden, you're a South kind of guy, and you have the chance, for really the better part of the second half of that season in 2015 to be the head coach at the University of South Carolina.
Yeah, certainly not the way I envisioned it. And,
right.
I don't think there's any coach in college football goes and learns how to become an interim head coach 5 games or 6 games into the season. I had a lot of time left. There was a lot of time. There's a lot of games, a lot of things that go through your mind in different situations. I can remember the night when it all went down. It was that Monday night after we played LSU, and the announcement comes, and he really doesn't tell us on the field, but the buzz had already, for some reason, he kind of told the players, but it didn't really come out and tell the players. And so they all ran to me or my offensive line, or our offensive line at that time, and they say, I think Coach Spurs just quit or retired or did something. I was like, what? And at that point in time, Ray Tanner comes and says, hey, we need to go get up in the in the staff room and be up there in 30 minutes, as quick as possible, whatever it was. And at that point, Coach Spurrier made the statement that he was done. He was turning it over to someone else or whoever they determined. And that was just it. There really wasn't much more explanation. And it was shock. And, the rumor spread very, very fast, as you can imagine. And it spread, of course, to my wife. And, we're an assistant coach and your head coach resigns or quits or whatever it may be. That's a pretty tough situation. It's kind of like someone walking in today and saying, hey, you're going to be fired. You're done, but you still got to work the next 8 to 10 weeks, So Coach Tanner and those guys were searching for the interim. And I remember right away, they said they were going to talk to some assistant coaches. And when they walked into my office, I think they walked in about 10 o'clock. And I just point blank, I said, I'm your guy. I mean, there's no question about it. I'm the guy that can lead this football team. And I'll do everything in my power to try to get us better and create excitement and create fun. I said, but you don't have to go talk to anyone else. And of course, they went and talked to some other guys and on staff. And I went home, and it was just after midnight. And I'm going to paint you a picture right here, but I'm walking in. I've got 2 very young children. They're in bed. My wife's crying. She's like, we just lost our job, all that stuff. And that was a tough situation. And I was sitting there thinking, this is the greatest situation. I can't wait for them to call me. I was still worried about my job and everything, but I was like, this is, people don't get this opportunity. They don't get to learn, quote unquote, trial under fire like I'm going to get to do. So I wanted that opportunity. So when the call came in and I was told that I was going to be the interim head coach at something 12:04, 12:05, right after midnight, like I said, my wife was crying and I was smiling, and I was like, I don't know how it's going to end, but man, it's going to be, we're going to do everything we can to be the very, very best we can. And there wasn't a lot that I could do as far as changes. I mean, you certainly know that. They're not going to just hand you the keys to the car and say, go do what you want. But we did create excitement. We did play better. It was very unfortunate we didn't get a few more wins than we did, but we played very, very well. And, a lot of people love to point out that Citadel game, but, we go and we beat Vanderbilt. We play Texas A&M, right there to the bitter end. And I think we lose by 7. Tennessee, we're a fumble away from winning. Florida, I think, ended up being a 10-point defeat, but we played them very, very well. And it was really after the Florida game that I saw kind of the excitement, because we held our own, the excitement as a team for about 4 weeks there, knowing that we're playing better and better and better. But when we lost to Florida, I could see it all kind of deflate. And it all came out of our guys in the locker room. And that's why I was changing kind of the helmets around. I was trying to generate excitement, things to get the minds off of the players that they were worrying about, what's going on here, what's going on there. Hey, here's something to throw at them that they're just going to change their attitude. And then we ended up losing to the Citadel, which was, it was tough. It was a tough game, tough situation. But at that point we were so flat, and, our mindset wasn't where it needed to be. And certainly that falls on the interim head coach at that time. But after that game, I remember looking at him and saying, we got one more shot. What do you want to be remembered for? Let's go play this Clemson bunch. Let's give them hell. They're the number one ranked team in the country, and it'd be more than anything for myself and our football team in this tough, turbulent season to go whip their ass. And we gave everything we had. I mean, we played them right to the bitter end. And I think we ended up losing by 4. And I even kicked an onside kick with about 10 seconds to go in the game. And or maybe less than the go in the game than that, just to let them know, hey, we weren't ever going to quit. You better get your damn hands team out there. If we get this ball, we're going to throw a Hail Mary. We're going to beat your ass again. So it was an exciting time. I learned a lot. And, it prepared me to be and do what I'm doing today here at Georgia State. So I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity. And, I still think those 6 games for myself were the greatest 6 games of my coaching career.